Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so this is what I think about. All right. So I'm putting this in the comments. If you want to know what I think about the Palestinian Israeli conflict, click that link and read that story. Okay. I don't know if you know about Tina Issa. She was a Palestinian girl living in America. Long story short, she got into a relationship with a black guy. So her parents decided to kill her, and it's called an honor killing. It was an honor killing because she was in a relationship with a black guy. Now, the excuse that the father gave later was because he hated African Americans because African Americans had targeted Palestinian business people where they were living. That's some bullshit. Um, I don't think that has anything to do with an honor killing. An honor killing means that you have some very deep-seated feelings, culturally speaking, and your daughter went against the grain, and the father and the mother took her out, stabbed her to death. Now, in one breath, I could say, why should I have sympathy for Palestinian people when they would kill their own children for marrying one of us? But then I say you have to consider she was Palestinian and did fall in love with a black man. So, um, you know, it's just, I just say on whole, I don't feel compelled to, I don't feel compelled to, and I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I don't feel compelled to um, overly sympathize with people who don't overly sympathize with us. It's that simple. I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about a few individuals, one or two. I'm talking about in general, right? So let's say you have Israel and you have Palestine, right? And Palestine has, what's the name of their unofficial government or even their official government? It's been a long time since I've delved into the conflict, but the PLO, I don't even know if the PLO is even, let me see, who's the current government of Palestine? Let's take a look. Here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, the Palestinian Authority, right? Okay. Okay. We'll do some quick catching up. All right, so between the Palestinian government, they got two governments, one on the West Bank, one on the East Bank, and both of them claim to be the legitimate government, and say the other one is not. So whatever, right? The point I'm making is this. Let me ask you a question. What if you have a government? That means your government has an official policy on everything going on in the world, whatever it is. Because when you have a government, you know your government is part of a worldwide community. So my question to the Palestinian governments, plural, Firefox, Google Chrome. Okay, look. Okay, I'm back. I just saw that it went out. So oh, come on, people. There we go. Really, come on. So yeah, what is their policy on Black America? And don't think that foreign governments do not have policies specifically on Black America. You see, many of us are trying to integrate into.
And there it is. Now I can enter. So it started at 57 minutes. Now we're at 58 minutes. He still really didn't say much. So from 58 minutes to 1 hour and 3 minutes, you see what happens. From 58 minutes to 1, I'm going to fast forward it. So that's 59 minutes, 60, 61 minutes, 62 minutes, 63 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 of blackout. All right, well, I was watching this and I decided to learn something while I'm doing nothing because I ain't got nothing to do. So I might as well learn something. So let me plug the phone back in. This is take 2. Oh, this is the right way. This is take 2. Let me do this all over again. I ain't even finished. You can already see that it says Shaka Amos. That's where I'm getting this from. And there, you see what he looks like and you see his name. Now I'm going to turn it down. Now I'm going to read.
See how StreamYard did me, people?
And then he blames it on StreamYard. Mm-hmm. All right.
See how
No.
StreamYard did me?
No. I'm going to learn a thing or two. So here is Tina Issa. She got an interesting last name. That was the first thing. She was a pretty little young lady. That's what she looked like.
Of course they're listening.
Now.
You think that was an accident?
What else is interesting is I wonder who gave her that name. Her full name is actually Palestina. So cute. Her nickname is Tina. Her full first name is Palestina because she's Palestinian. So cute. Born in Brazil. Excuse the the chin plucking, the hair plucking. You can always see that. Zane Issa. That was her full name. Palestina Zane Issa. She was born in 1972. Now, back in 1989, that was a long time ago. 32 years is a long time. Or was that 31 years? Whatever. Over 30 years ago is a long time. She died, she was born in Brazil in 1972, but she died in St. Louis, Missouri in 1989. It's over 30 years ago that this thing happened. But I'm sure that one truthful thing about her life is that before she died, she had an African American boyfriend. Now, interesting, she was born in Brazil. And her name was Palestina. Interesting. It's cute. Now, I'm going to read.
They didn't all eat the same things because they didn't all have the same.
See how he moved on to another subject? They asked him, were all Egyptians vegan? He had to just move on to the next subject. So
Yeah, many American
I have to
people
do
are
my
vegan,
own research.
and many who are not. You know,
Her name is
same thing in
Palestina
Egypt,
Zane
albeit for
Tina
different
Issa.
reasons, though.
She was an American teenage girl murdered in an honor killing in St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri is a racist ass place. They still hang niggas. They still lynch people in Missouri. She was murdered in an honor killing in St. Louis, Missouri by her parents. So she was named after her father. Her middle name came from her father's first name, Zane
Okay,
and Maria Issa. Her death was recorded on audio tape during the FBI surveillance on Zane Issa due to his association with Abu Nidal Organization, the ANO. He and his wife were both convicted for first-degree murder and sentenced to death back in 1989. This happened. Zane Issa died of diabetes before he was executed, and Maria Issa was later resentenced to life imprisonment and died in prison. So she went to American high school and everything. She went to Roosevelt High School. She died when she was 16. All right, so I read that. I read the whole thing. All right, so let's see if we want to be bothered with the background. We don't care because we know the parents were from Palestine. The father was born in... Oh, the mother is Brazilian. So she's the Brazilian Miss... No wonder her name is Maria. Maria. Or however they say it in Portuguese. Miss Matias from Brazil married Mr. Issa and became Mrs. Maria Issa. It doesn't say when they married. Right here. No, it doesn't say when they married, so we'll just keep on moving. So the father is Palestinian and the mother is Brazilian. Okay? Jesus Christ. So let's keep it moving. One thing I will just add into this little video is how I heard that, the Palestinians was among the people that enslaved our ancestors, blah, blah, whatever. I just want to sprinkle that in there from the Hebrews, mouth. From the Hebrew Israelites or whoever, the IUIC, the Hebrews mouth, the Black American Hebrews, or whatever, right? Now, sprinkle that little bits of whatever you want to call that, racist, what, I don't care. We're going to use it. Just to put as much information in here and contextualize it in the generalist terms to be the most accurate as we can with the limited information that I have here. So to continue, Palestina Zane Issa, named after the country of Palestine, was born in Mato Grosso, Brazil, the youngest of 7 siblings, lived in a southern portion of St. Louis, Missouri, the city of St. Louis, in an apartment complex while in St. Louis, was a student at Dewey Junior High School. So she was living in America for a minute, okay? And then went to Roosevelt High School. Her father was a Muslim Palestinian, Zane Issa, who originated from Bayton, West Bank. I don't know how to say these words. That's how I'm saying it. Her mother was a Roman Catholic, Maria. So, her mother, Maria Issa, was Brazilian and a Roman Catholic. As a result, Tina was, oh shit. That's what that Brazilian means. So you see how light-skinned she is, right? As a result, Tina was of German, Italian, not African, and Palestinian and some indigenous South American descent. No African. Oh, let me sprinkle a little bit of little more fairy dust into this. The prevailing rumor, or a prevailing rumor, is that Adolf Hitler, those people, those Nazi people, they basically faked their deaths when they were found dead in Germany, and smuggled themselves out of Germany and made it to South America, Argentina, not Brazil, but that's beside the point. Brazil and Argentina are both in the same continent, and once your German ass makes it to South America in the 1940s, that's it. You're still in the game. And I believe it. I even seen pictures of them in South America after his death, that he committed suicide in the basement of his whatever in Germany, wherever the fuck he was at. I believe it. I do. But who cares? I just wanted to throw that in there. It doesn't even matter, because you know that other Germans was going to South America. And when you look at South American people, they look Anglo-Saxon. How the fuck did they get like that? And when I say Anglo-Saxon, I'm talking about the they don't look like Portuguese and Italian. They don't look like the Southern European. They look like a whole European, a whole mixture of everything. So, okay. So as a result of the union between her Brazilian national mother, Brazilian national, and her Palestinian father, Tina was of German, Italian, Palestinian, and some indigenous South American descent. I don't know what that means. To have a mother from a place where 60% of the slaves ended up in your country during the slave trade, something like that. 60% of the majority ended up in that one country, Brazil. And for you not to have no African descent, it just tells you what you believe, what you can, the educated guesses that a person like me would take.
I appreciate that.
About a place, about the world. You're probably right. So let's keep going.
Do you feel the Israeli government recent acceptance of Ethiopian Jews to their country is genuine or political?
Acceptance. Oh, really? They accepted those people? She learned Arabic and Portuguese from her parents, and Spanish during her time living in Puerto Rico. So she also lived in Puerto Rico. All right. That's how you know the mama was white, I guess, huh? It was all over the place. Even went to Puerto Rico. Where am I at? Zain al-Abidin Hassan Isa, which is the father, was born in 1931, June 3rd, 1931. The third son of a farmer. While a teenager, he married a woman named Foizaya, his double first cousin. Wow. Okay. In the 50s, Zayn left Palestine, emigrated with members of his neighboring families, and he first lived in the south of Brazil and met Maria Matias. It's funny how she got the name Matias. It's so funny how the white native indigenous people got their names and the black ones don't. I don't know what Matias means, but who cares? It's a Spanish, it's a Catholic, it's a Spanish name. Where did I leave off at? I guess that's how you know that they're, Where did I leave off at? (1943). The mother was born in 1943. The father was born in 1931. They consider the mother, she is a native of Mato Grosso, which is a city, who had been born in Santa Catarina while on a business trip to Rondonópolis, Mato Grosso. She was of German, Italian, and South American native descent. 1963, the two married on February the 6th. Despite the opposition of Maria's parents. Zane did not reveal to Maria that she was his second wife until after the marriage occurred. They moved to Raleigh, North Carolina in 1963, then to Paterson, New Jersey, Arecibo, Puerto Rico, and then back to Rondonópolis, which is in Brazil. Then to Ceres or whatever, Mato Grosso. Tina was born in Mato Grosso, Palestina, the daughter. And the family moved back to Puerto Rico, living in Arecibo until moving to Isabela 1 year later. Isabella's in Puerto Rico. During this time, the father, without the mother, lived with his children in the West Bank for periods of time. Really? He took his fucking children back there? That bitch is crazy. Racist Brazilian woman. Okay. In 1980, Zane became a naturalized citizen of the United States. Then the entire family moved to Bayton in the West Bank when Tina was 5. So she actually lived in Palestine. In 1980, the family came to St. Louis around 1986 and owned a grocery store there in St. Louis. So this is not New Jersey, it's St. Louis. Okay. Tina began learning, because as soon as I heard this story, I was like, did this happen in New Jersey? But this happened over 30 years ago. No, this happened in St. Louis. Tina began learning English after arriving in St. Louis. Her father gave her the nickname Tina. 1991, Tim Bryant, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, wrote in regards to the parents, neither speaks English well. Okay. That's how you know she's racist. Does that make sense? Probably not. Who cares? Tina's relationship with her father deteriorated after she turned 14. In earlier years, they had enjoyed a closer relationship. She listened to American pop music such as hip hop, dance, rap, and R&B and rock. Tina Issa's ambition was to become a pilot. After taking aeronautical engineering courses, she intended to do this at Park College of Engineering, Aviation, and Technology, part of St. Louis University. Zane wanted to arrange her as a marriage partner to a man from his hometown. So he wanted her to experience American culture. He took her to Puerto Rico. He even took her back to Palestine. And then he still wanted her to marry a Palestinian person through arranged marriage. Why? For what reason? The arrogance of these men, you know. You're the father. Your shit ain't that important. But anyway, especially after you then took her all over the fucking world like that, and then let her watch American culture. Why? Where I left off someplace. So he wanted to arrange Tina as the father wanted to arrange Tina as a marriage partner to a man from his hometown, Palestine. Issa's eldest sister stated that their dislike for her lifestyle, because she was, we're not going to go back. She clearly must have been a younger child. Her family sent people to extract her from a prom dance that she attended. Well, my goodness. So if the mother, let's go in on this shit here. If her biological mother, who was married to her biological father, was a Roman Catholic, why wasn't she in Catholic school? As soon as in Puerto Rico, Brazil, and in America, why wasn't the daughter in Catholic school? Because you Muslims don't got no fucking schools for girls. Let's just cut it all the way across. You let her indulge in American culture, and she had to get extracted from a prom dance that she attended. It wasn't her prom because she was too young to be a senior. She died when she was 16. Let's keep going. When her family learned that she, since January of 1989, was engaged in a romantic relationship with a 20-year-old nigga. Woo! A 20-year-old African-American man by the name of Cliff Walker. Tina's parents grew even angrier. She was only 16. Zayn Issa held grudges against African Americans because Palestinian business people had been targeted by black criminals. That's what Shaka